Good morning, boys and girls. It's hard to believe it is the last Sunday in 2023. Tomorrow is 2024. So as we are thinking about the end of this year, and I was kind of thinking about what to talk on or what we should be studying, this will kind of be the last of our object lessons. And then next week, we will jump back into the Old Testament where we've been studying in 2 Kings after our holiday break that we've had. So we brought along a few things to help show you what we're talking about. What did we bring along, Peter? Oh, we brought a clock. What else did we bring along? A timer. There we go. We could count down for a minute, and that would be how long it takes the grains of sand to go. We probably don't want to make them wait a whole minute, Peter. I mean, you can put it on the table, but a clock, another clock, alarm clock. And Peter brought along a special alarm clock, because can you tell what's on it, Peter? Yeah, Peter's on it. There we go. And Peter's playing soccer, which happens to be one of Peter's favorite sports. And, can you hear it clicking? I can hear it clicking. Peter's soccer ball, the soccer ball moves too. That's pretty cool. All right, and then Peter, we also brought along a calendar to represent time as well. So Peter's slipping through. He changed it. Boys and girls, it was set to April, which happens to be my birthday. Peter changed it to August, which happens to be Peter's birthday. But anyways, we brought along some things that represent time. In Psalm 31, 14 and 15, it says, "But I trusted in thee, O Lord. I said, thou art my God. My times are in thy hand. Deliver me from the hand of mine enemies and from them that persecute me." Boys and girls, the time that we have comes from the Lord. Every moment we have is a gift from him. God can be trusted with our time. He gave it to us. It's his gift to us, and he can be trusted with it. He created it. So as we just read in those verses, God is our God, and he's the one who gave us our time. Lots of people get stressed about time. We try to squeeze too much. Peter says no. We try to squeeze too much into a small amount of time, or we think we don't have time to get there. One of my bus kids, every time he gets in, almost every time goes, "Do we have time to go somewhere?" Unfortunately, usually to eat. Yeah, right, Peter. He wants to go pick up his friend from church, but for church. Sometimes we have time, sometimes we don't. But sometimes your parents might say, "We don't have time for that," or "You need to do that before it's bedtime." Boys and girls, we're very limited by time. We showed you all of these things that we between the two of us collected. With a calendar, you can monitor the months, days, and weeks. With a timer, I didn't bring it like a stopwatch, but I often use my phone. Oh yeah, duh. That works as a timer. With a timer, people track minutes and seconds. Some watches can show you both the date and the time. In the old days, people used a sundial. I have a lot of resources in my classroom, but a sundial was not one of them. Time is precious. No one can give you more time. Okay, I can't lend time to Peter. Be like, "Here, you take an hour of my day." Thanks, Peter. We can lend each other the timer, though. I can give Peter my help for an hour, but I can't add an hour onto Peter's day. We can't give people time. You can't buy it. Can't go to the store and say, "I would like to buy 2 extra hours today," or "I'd like to buy an extra day in this week." Time can't be bought. All you can do is use the time that you have already been given. In Ecclesiastes chapter 3, talks about, "To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up." And it just keeps going on, boys and girls, about how there's a different time for everything, a time and a season. There's a time to be silly, there's a time to be serious. God, a time to eat, that's right, and a time to sleep. Thankful for Christmas break and times to do extra things. One more verse as we wrap up, boys and girls, is Ephesians 5:16. It says, "Redeeming the time because the days are evil." Boys and girls, God has given you another day in which to live. You have today, the last day of 2023. How will you spend it? When you go to church, will you be listening to what's taught? Will you be redeeming the time that God has given you? As we launch into the new year tomorrow, what are you going to do with that time, with that new year, with that new day? Will you spend your time serving God, or will you waste your time? Boys and girls, I hope throughout this next year, you'll think about the time that you've been given and you won't waste it, but you'll use it for God. Have a good week, boys and girls.